This is the Why Epic Mealtime Eventually Failed by Sunny V2. It's a little older, but I used to like Epic Mealtime, and I don't like dislike them. They used to make all these crazy foods, you know. That was pretty cool. So, why it eventually failed? I mean, I feel like everything fizzles out at some point. You know, that's just the nature of existence. But
the idea in the beginning was original, unique, intelligent, simple, and perfectly suited to the YouTube platform.
Okay. Buy Burger King and then a lot of it and then put it in a pan. It's a good concept. It's pretty cool.
To create the most ridiculous, massive, unhealthy meals out of foods that were already ridiculously unhealthy.
And now that's just what we eat every day. They started a whole trend of my dinner.
Vegetables. Anything that could be considered a vegetable, I don't want it on the burger.
Fast food.
I remember gay bacon strips. I don't know why that fucking sends me sometimes.
Lasagna, Turbacon Epic Thanksgiving, and Maximum Mac and Cheese all gained well over 10 million views, helping them to maintain their position as one of the
wait, what? Maximum Mac and Cheese? What is
Epic
that?
Thanksgiving and Maximum Mac and Cheese.
What is this? Oh, it's like a breaded mac and cheese. Damn.
All gained
Okay,
well over
cool.
10 million views, helping them to maintain their position as one of the top 10 most subscribed channels for a whole year back in 2012.
Who are these other people? Ray William Johnson? Was Ray William Johnson that popular back in the day? Wow. I just see him on TikTok sometimes doing crazy stuff. Silly goosery.
12. However, a quick skim over Epic Mealtime these days reveals that the channel has unfortunately been unable to retain their viewership over an extended period of time.
I guess I just kind of fizzled out. Or maybe they just like, what else can they really do? Like, you kind of run out of ideas. You can only eat so many different foods and start eating fucking garbage.
Approximate 50,000 views on each video is in stark contrast to the channel's heyday, with many of these 50,000 views likely coming from former fans, either coming back for a hit of nostalgia or to investigate what on earth ended up happening to Epic Mealtime and why the channel's extreme viewership eventually floundered. Because in the beginning, everyone was talking about them on YouTube, Facebook, Reddit, and even in real life, which was the first thing that gave them a massive advantage over every other YouTuber. The Gamer from Mars mentioned a similar phenomena around 4 years ago in his video talking about the group.
I remember back in the 10th grade, whenever there was a new episode of Epic Mealtime, all the kids would come to school the next day and discuss the creation they had made.
Well, I mean, that makes sense then. It's probably just like they may just not have the virality on the correct platform, honestly. To like when your content centralizes around kids, I think one of the issues is that when time goes on, those kids grow up and they different things resonate with them. So either you have to mature with those kids growing up, or you have to like continuously try to get like other kids to engage in it. And like I get it, it's like food videos, so like yeah, I can see why they would have like a younger audience because this is like epic based stuff. I can see why they'd have an older audience too. But you know, nowadays everything is like very like, you know, boom boom boom, like very short clips and stuff. And I think it's probably multiple factors. Probably part of that, like lack of virality, whatever. Virility. Those are two different words. Those are actual words. Stop. Anyway, I gotta adjust myself. The lack of getting viral on like TikTok or even really attempting at TikTok or some kind of short form format, maybe Instagram as well is another way. And yeah, it just kind of that with like an aging audience and, you know, et cetera, and then them getting older too, which may come off as a little weirder. And you know, you have a recipe for, you know, just the natural course of life, brother.
Opposite side of the world over here, it was the same story. The first thing you wanted to do after you discovered Epic Mealtime was tell your friends and family about this channel that made the most outrageous food imaginable. For some reason, Epic Mealtime just generated more word of mouth discussion than what felt like any other channel at the time.
Tell your friends to watch epicmealtime.com.
And obviously, as their food challenges got crazier and crazier, discussion surrounding the Epic Mealtime channel got crazier and crazier. In the process, the channel would implement a unique, recognizable style to the videos, where Harley Morenstein, the creator and host of the channel, would take on an overly serious, borderline rude persona.
Right. 15 Baconators.
What?
15 Baconators.
Alongside recurring characters such as Muscles Glasses, whose whole shtick was basically
maybe they got tired of harassing fast food employees or something. I don't know.
just to stand there looking tough. Additionally, to add extra fuel to the fire,
just like that fat guy from what is it called? It's really funny. No Jumper, not No Jumper. It's the other one on Dave Portnoy's thing. They have like that dude with the long hair, and then they have the fat guy that just chills there and eats ice cream. Like, I respect that job. Hard job, man. I'm up to the challenge.
Each episode
I actually don't think I am. I'm diabetic. I can't eat that much ice cream.
Would feature a high quantity of Jack Daniels and bacon strips, which, similar to Russians as mentioned in the previous video, were just a weird, unrelated, random pop culture trend or meme back in 2011.
Tyler, bacon. You love bacon. Why do you love bacon?
I don't know. Bacon is the greatest thing ever.
The video.
You know what's crazy? I always hated the bacon hype because it's stupid to me. And then I started eating like all turkey and chicken for my health. And then one day I went back and I had like a little bit of pork bacon, right? They make it out of pork. And I was like, wow, holy fuck. I had a piece of regular bread the other day. What? Been trying to eat like cauliflower bread and or crusts. My wife made me a cauliflower pizza yesterday. That's pretty good. Or like, you know, stuff like that. And it's like, wow, just have a piece of white bread. It's like that episode of what's the Parks and Rec? Which, by the way, I have a Pawnee hat somewhere, but it's like that episode of Parks and Rec where like the guy makes that like those beautiful like veggie hamburgers, you know, veggie burgers, and like it does such a great job, and they're like, oh my god, this tastes so good, and then Ron Swanson just makes a plain hamburger, and they're like, oh, this is better. You know what I mean? It is kind of true. It's fucking crazy.
The format was also set up in a way that naturally lent towards success, in that there was always some reason to watch each and every video until the very end. You wanted to see what the calorie counter would get up to at the end of the video. You wanted to see what the final food creation would look like at the end of the video, and you wanted to see the interesting ways in which they would eat the food at the end of the video. Channels weren't as sophisticated back then, to the point that they'd try and deliberately get you to watch until the end of the video, as is common these days. So when the format naturally forced you to watch the whole thing, it was an unbelievable advantage. With way above average levels of word of mouth, unique recognizable branding done alongside an entertaining video style, all nestled within an unbelievably...
I've ever tried to just use nicotine to stop appetite. Are you telling me to smoke cigarettes to fucking lose weight? I feel like that's not healthy. Why would you? Yeah, when I used to smoke cigarettes, it was easier for me to lose weight. I used to wake up in the morning, have a cigarette and a cup of coffee, and that was awesome. I was good for like a fucking half a day. But that's so unhealthy. What are you talking about, brother?
Perfect format that forced you to watch each and every episode.
I just want to say, regardless of the way that you consume nicotine, it's not good for you. And a suggestion of like, hey, have you ever tried like having a different addiction than food to replace your current addiction? That's not a good suggestion to anybody. Hey, why don't you smoke cigarettes to lose weight? Now you have a cigarette smoking problem. You're just replacing a problem with another problem. So yeah.
So until completion, very few competitors stood a chance against Epic Meal Time. After only 9 months on YouTube, their channel achieved 1 million subscribers faster than any other YouTuber up until that point. Damn. And only a year after that, Epic Meal Time was up there with the other founding fathers of YouTube, such as FPS Russia and Shane Dawson, which then opened up the opportunity for an Epic Meal Time mobile game and a spin-off TV show called Epic Chef, with a presence held in every corner of popular culture.
Maybe that's what did it. You know, when people go like, what is it called? Corporate, they tend to get a little nay-nayed.
Epic Meal Time was on top of the world. However, with so much success gained in such a short period of time across a friendship group of up to 10 different people, disputes and arguments between the crew began to unravel the channel's unbelievable success.
Juggling the politics was always the one thing I did not like to do and I didn't enjoy.
As 2013 rolled around, fans began to notice that it was becoming less and less common.
Wait, what are you guys talking about? Nicotine has no negative side effect. I'm pretty sure that's false. It's considered safer than tobacco. Has not included nicotine as a... However, there are various studies which show otherwise. Okay, so there's studies that show it might be a carcinogen. I don't think nicotine is good for you. I think you guys are... nicotine is dangerous to the body and highly addictive and chemical. It can cause an increased blood pressure, heart rate, flow of the blood to the heart, and narrowing of the arteries, vessels, and carry blood. Okay, I'm pretty sure you guys are wrong about this. You guys are very wrong about nicotine. It's not good for you, okay? Yeah, so maybe don't say those things.
Common to see the whole Epic Meal Time crew together as a group in any of the videos. One article written by New Rockstars made a comment about one of Epic Meal Time's recent videos, stating that the strangest part of the episode was not the bizarre monstrosity of a meal that had been created, but rather the fact that Harley Morenstein was appearing in the video by himself. The reason for this would eventually come to the surface, and was what you might call unfortunately predictable. Behind the scenes, some of the people within the group weren't exactly getting along.
Okay, sorry. I missed a little bit of that because of our nicotine argument.
Created, but rather the Meal Time's recent video together as a group in 13 rolled around,
always
began to unravel. A short period of time across a friendship group of up to 10 different people, disputes and arguments between the crew began to unravel the channel's unbelievable success.
That makes sense. Maybe some of them feel like they should be paid more.
Juggling the politics was always the one thing I did not like to do and I didn't enjoy.
As 2013 rolled around, fans began to notice that it was becoming less and less common to see the whole Epic Meal Time crew together as a group in any of the videos. One article written by New Rockstars made a comment about one of Epic Meal Time's recent videos, stating that the strangest part of the episode was not the bizarre monstrosity of a meal that had been created, but rather the fact that Harley Morenstein was appearing in the video by himself.
That makes sense.
The reason for this would eventually come to the surface, and was what you might call unfortunately predictable. Behind the scenes, some of the people within the group weren't exactly getting along.
You know,
they look so miserable here.
I went through a period on Epic Meal Time where, you know,
I think they only need Harley and muscle glasses, though.
Things are like getting difficult with personal relationships, and it's becoming very taxing mentally.
Two of the most infamous recognizable crew members, Alex Peralt and Tyler Lemko, each had a falling out with both the creator of Epic Meal Time, Harley Morenstein, and his brother, Darren Morenstein, who had also been a co-creator of the
The fuck, Darren? It looks very professional. What the hell?
channel. When interviewed on the topic, Alex Peralt, who played the character of Muscles Glasses, stated, "Essentially, I felt like I wasn't being treated fairly considering the value I brought to the show. Other than Harley, no other member of the crew had any ownership of the company. There were
Well, I mean, that doesn't mean that you should get ownership, but I guess I get what you mean fundamentally.
Many promises made over the years that were not kept. It got to the point where I couldn't trust Harley as a friend and Harley and his brother as business associates. Later, Harley would explain that Alex Peralt had been a salaried actor who was simply paid to play the role of Muscles Glasses.
You got paid to eat bacon. And that's why I had a big issue with like the falling out, because I was like, dude, man, one day a month we film you in like 4 different bacon strip shirts to make it look like 4 different episodes, and then you're gone for a month and you get a salary.
But with Muscles Glasses
Damn, really? Holy shit. Okay.
as being such an integral part of the show, perhaps Alex felt entitled and was possibly even promised a piece of the business or simply more money for his involvement, a promise that, as mentioned in the previously discussed interview, may have never been delivered on. From Harley's perspective, he stated that toward the end of their relationship, Muscles Glasses became somewhat unimportant for the show to continue, yet he expected to be paid even more than Harley himself.
It was like 6 months of a back and forth.
More than Harley himself? Doesn't Harley do everything, all the logistics and shit? The fuck?
Essentially asking to get paid more than myself and anyone else got or anything like that. And after 6 months of like discussing it, I was kind of like, at one day I woke up and I was like, yo, you haven't been on for 6 months and the show's still going on, so I'm not so worried about your leverage because we're still existing. I was like, bro, let's not beat around the bush. You get paid to eat bacon once a month. Like, relax. Like relax with all this.
Tyler Lemko agreed with Muscles Glasses, stating that he had left for the same reasons, however also added that business just got in the way of it being fun. You could almost feel the truth of this statement as their channel got increasingly more popular. Harley stated that at times, specifically when the team moved to LA, the videos were becoming a chore or a job, something he needed to do for the sake of paying his employees as opposed to a fun project as it had been in the beginning.
Yeah, I get that. But then, like, also, you know, you kind of have to step up sometimes and, like, actually do work. It seems like, so far, the energy that I'm getting is that, like, Harley and his brother took this very seriously and started out as fun, and then it started to evolve and be, like, you know, and then they probably got a little bit, I don't want to say controlling. They probably started to try to, like, drive the direction and manage things better, and the other guys just didn't like that because it seems like they're a bunch of, like, frat boys. You know?
Kind of got to this place where I'm like, it's a job, gotta do it. And I go back and watch some of these videos. I'm like, I see that moment where I was like, yeah, gotta do my shit, because if I don't do it, you know, people aren't gonna have jobs.
During the initial months of the channel, it was just a group
life,
of dudes
brother.
who seemed to be making the videos because they genuinely wanted to see nothing more than what kind of monstrosity they could come up with for that specific week. But as time progressed, that bunch
I feel like moving to LA was like a huge problem because like I get moving to LA because like, oh, it can be good for business or whatever, but at the same time, like, it's more expensive, like tremendously, I would imagine, more expensive to live there. And then it's just it's just disruptive, and it turns out, of course, it's going to turn things into a bizarre moment. That's why, I don't know, people should be like apprehensive about going super duper official sometimes, you know. Like, I've considered like hiring an editor to do some of my stuff, but then that just increases the cost it does to make my content. And then for what, you know what I mean? When I could do it some of it myself, because then if like I have to pay somebody, then I feel like, you know, right now I could just not stream sometimes, and it doesn't fucking matter. You know what I mean? Sometimes you add these like stressors. So there's a lot of different factors.
bunch of bros just trying to make the stupidest thing possible vibe just kind of went away. By 2014, not long after the channel was one of the most popular on YouTube, they'd even put out numerous episodes where Harley, the host of the show, didn't even appear and was replaced by other members of the crew, like they were just making the food because they were paid to do so, while Harley was probably out handling other things related to the business side of the
Oh,
channel.
that was a bad idea.
There's
Harley's like the main person in the channel. That's a terrible idea.
So much more going on and infrastructure happening beyond just me being like, yo, I'm in the kitchen with the camera, boy, get at me.
Going too hard on the business side of things can really take a hit on the channel's level of fun and homely relatability, which may have happened in Epic Mealtime's case, judging from Tyler Lemko's comment of business just got in the way of it being fun. However, it's kind of hard to blame Harley and the Epic Mealtime channel for going more corporate and wanting to up the production value, because the production value might have been one of the only things they could change. The format was extremely limiting. We mentioned earlier that cooking a big meal to completion proved incredibly effective in getting the viewer to watch each and every video until the end, but for the very same reason, it was incredibly simple to replicate, and there was barely anything they could do to make the format novel.
The show's not like it's like a novelty anymore. There's many channels that do the exact same thing, essentially.
They could use a new recipe to cook a new meal for every single video, but beyond that, the room for variation was limited, resulting in unavoidable repetitiveness, which then began to show in the video's average monthly viewership. By late 2013,
That's why they should have just started drinking caffeinated alcohol. I don't know if anybody's thought of this before. You know, that shit'll make you go loco. You know what I mean? That would have been a real epic mealtime.
long after the departure of Tyler Lemko, Muscles Glasses, and approximately 3 years after the channel posted their first video, the channel's monthly viewership declined to approximately 10 million per month, where it would stay for the following 3 years.
Damn, 10 million a month? That's fucking nuts.
Despite the drop, Harley hadn't lost any passion for the project. He'd upload a new Epic Mealtime every single Tuesday for 5 years straight. However, the drop in views did mean that making the videos financially feasible was becoming harder and harder.
YouTube isn't in a place
Damn, you waste that whole fucking thing of ketchup. Can't be doing that, bro.
where spending $1,000 with, like 5 employees making an epic meal makes any sense anymore. You know what I mean?
With each video costing approximately $1,000 for supplies and probably another
Damn.
$1,000 again, if not more, to pay for his 5 salaried employees, getting the numbers to stack was increasingly difficult with a dwindling view
That's it. 5,000. I get 1,000 for each of them, or like 1,000 per person. Yeah, maybe per week. That makes sense. Maybe.
Count. If each video was costing them $2,000, and we use a
Well, if it's 2,000, that would be $200 a person. No.
standard ad rate of say $3 to $4 per 1,000 views, each video would have to be gaining more than 500,000 to 700,000 views just to break even, a number that the videos wouldn't always reach in 2015. Harley did mention that they had food sponsorship.
Oh, I got a girlfriend. We're a month in and doing great. Oh, that's awesome, brother. Good for you. I'm proud of you.
Some merch sales to assist in making the videos more financially feasible, but with a slow yet continually declining
But that could be kind of cool. Like if you got like if you got like a sponsorship from anything, like oh fuck, I don't know, Fruit Loops, and then you had to make you had to make something with fucking Fruit Loops in it, bro. You know that could be kind of cool, especially if the sponsor like paid for everything. That would be fucking dope. Be kind of interesting. I can see why he downsized a little bit though. I get it. So.
view count, it was unknown as to how long the videos would be feasible for. However, there were additional things that were also going negatively against Epic Meal Time. The insane word of mouth that they'd experienced in the beginning had dried up substantially as everyone knew about the project. It wasn't cool to talk about it on the schoolyard anymore. The weird popular culture obsession with bacon had well and truly passed, yet was still a staple of their brand, which gave the channel a bit of an outdated feel, almost like the videos were a tribute to what the show used to be, as opposed to a show striving for a fresh, meta, updated production.
Yeah, it makes sense. What was the new trend? What's the new trend of bacon? Avocados. Sushi. Did they ever make a sushi? I want sushi now. Fuck. I'm so hungry.
Epic Meal Time also swapped out the intensity that had kept their
Why am I so hungry? Was it this?
content interesting in the beginning for blander, more relaxed, docile videos that felt like they had less energy invested into them.
Big Wally, Big Wally.
Oh my god.
Big Wally, Big Wally.
Bro, that clip out of context. I don't know what the context is. It's just sad. Let's come on, bro. We can did it to him.
Wow. That is so sweet. I'm eating the sesame seeds and they taste Dr. Peppery. Do I have sesame seeds in my beard?
Yeah, I could see it's a little crazy.
All of this in combination with the fact that it was really just the same video being made over and over again with different foods, dropped the viewership to approximately 2 to 4 million views a month throughout 2017, and with a continually dropping view count and the channel approaching 10 years of age, Harley began to think about ending the show entirely.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at Epic Meal Time. It's, you know, it's very different now. It's a little bit different now. It seems like a lot of it's like commentary now. Liver King Exposed.
What up?
Well, I guess they're just doing commentary now. Oh, they have like a podcast. Okay. You know, that's just how the thing, I guess that's just how it works. But okay, shit. Damn.
There's a rumor pretty confirmed that you're shutting down Epic Meal Time on in October of 2019.
Yeah.
The main reason for this, as Harley explained, was due to the age of the show, also implying that the cooking had become monotonous.
Now we're coming up to the 10 year and I'm like, you know, like I don't even like cooking, bro. No, I'm kidding.
When October 2019 rolled around, the date at which Epic Meal Time was to end, the channel's content changed slightly to eating the whole menu challenges, as well as the display of cheap or expensive food. However, it slowly changed back to cooking up massive meals similar to the early days of the show. Overall, the channel just feels a little bit outdated. The thumbnails feel a couple of years behind, and the video...
Yeah, I mean, it's that pain. Maybe it's the passion, ultimately. You know, when you lose that passion for shit, man, people could tell. Pick up on that energy, you know? And, it is what it is.
The page looks a little inconsistent and unstructured when compared to
every Streamer Israel podcast. Yeah, I'll have to find one. I'll have to figure my own podcast out.
The early days of the channel. However, Harley seems like an incredibly driven, success-focused individual with a high degree of personal responsibility who simply found himself imprisoned within a video format that unavoidably became repetitive. He's taken the fall of his channel on the chin and is therefore simply grateful for the opportunity to have been a big name in the early days of YouTube, an attitude that we can all without a doubt appreciate as commendable.
I never expected it to go so long. I never expected it to be such a thing. You know, there was definitely some trials and tribulations. There was definitely lots of things to celebrate. I think I'm a very fortunate person. I think I was very lucky.
They had a White Castle promotion here. I'm trying to figure. There's a World of Warcraft promotion. What the fuck? These promotions are crazy.
Definitely lots of things to celebrate. I think I'm a very fortunate person. I think I was very lucky.
Now I don't know what I want. I feel like this episode made me so hungry. Damn. Okay, well, that's a good video.